right, one person here for the party. Cool. No people here for the party. They left. Oh, man. Who's that guy? Hello, whoever you are, fine person. What's up, guys? Anybody wants to say anything, give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hit 1 if you can hear me. That's all I want. Or a thumbs up or something. Otherwise, I'll have to restart the phone. Okay, cool. What's up, Johnny Gregory? How you doing? Thank you, guys. Thank you all. I don't know if you know why we've gathered here today, but we have 3 minutes until 4:20. And at 4:20, I'm going over these comments this morning. Pretty good. Legalized dreamfish, Colorado River toad, cane toad, iboga, Creighton, cannabis, hemp, magic mushrooms, salvia, all holy medicines, green leaves, they roasting. All right, this is what we're dealing with today. We're dealing with the brand Looper gummies, sour grape, 10,000 milligrams for 20 of them, which means they're 500 milligrams a piece. 500 milligrams a piece. I do have to wait 2 minutes because it's not quite 4:20 yet. And we're just going to see what happens. Why does everybody got to smell everything before they eat it? You ever notice that? Too low? 500 milligrams for one's too low? Man, you must be a star, superstar. What up from Seattle? Play some Nirvana. Can you hear the music? So you can tell if it's spoiled or not. I guess that makes sense, Holly. Holly, you just solved a lot of my... I think about that. I think about it all the time. And I've never thought maybe people just smell it to see if it's spoiled or not. Good call. I need 9 million THC milligrams is what I need for red eyes. I got 1 minute. It's 4:19 currently. I don't know if you can hear my radio. It's okay if you can. It's okay. I don't care. I'm not trying to monetize this stream in any way. All I'm trying to do is get subs. A great song right here. waited. I feel like that I waited for this right here, right now. There is no other place I wanna be. Right here, right now. Watching the world wake up. I hope y'all can hear this, because if you can't hear it, I look like a complete idiot. I really don't care. I look like an idiot every day. Did you hear Don Jr. just married Epstein's banker's daughter? No, I didn't hear that. Is that a real thing? Small world, huh? Ivory ganja make my eyes red. It's good for your health. THC helps fight neurogenesis and homeostasis. Helps me sleep. Helps me sleep. Gives me a good buzz, but also helps me sleep. Therapeutic. Oh, you can hear the music good. How do you eat with the mustache? Not getting everything in it. I don't. I use a lot of straws. He sure did, keeping the business in the family, I guess. We're going to get them guys one day, guys. We're going to get them billionaires. We're going to get those scum buckets on top. It's just going to take a while. They're very difficult, man. They got all the money, they got all the power, so us little peons. It can seem like we're not really doing anything, but I promise you, we're going to get them. We're going to get them. 6,630,507 patent numbers. THC is non-psychoactive medicinal oxidant. I believe it's U2 playing. No, it wasn't U2. It was actually Jesus Jones right here, right now. Now that's not my name.
They call me help. They call me Stacy.
They call me liver. They call me cheesy.
That's not my name.
That is my name. All right, here we go. I believe it's U2 playing. Hopewell Mound uncovered THC residue. Oldest THC was found in indigenous mounds. Awesome. So they were getting fucked up back in the day, huh? No one believes victims. You're not wrong about that. All of his food has a hair in it. Yeah. The thing that's good about facial hair is you don't really lose it the way you lose hair. I got long hair. You can't see it right here because I just showered and put it up in a ponytail. But I get more of this hair in my mouth than I do this hair. This hair doesn't shed. Hippie man, I'll take that. Maggots never cared about children. I stand corrected. MAGA. Until DC is turned to ash, we will never be free from tyranny. Oh, chaos. Chaos who? Chaos Catane. Chaos Catane, I see your point. I do. I don't want to believe your point, though. I really, call me, a lot of people call me naive. They call me a romantic. They think that, you're living in the clouds. But I'm telling you, man, with enough of us, we can make real change happen. We can. It's just going to take enough of us standing up and saying, I'm done. How many times a day do you feel like you're done? How many times a day do you go into a store or stop somewhere and just everything adds up and you're just like, I'm done. You go to lunch and what did I notice today? Oh, I noticed something today. McDonald's. McDonald's, guys, I noticed if you go, I don't know what it's like in your area, but man, sometimes, McDonald's fries, I know it's poison and we shouldn't be consuming that. But a large McDonald's fry now, a large McDonald's fry in Memphis, Tennessee is $3.99. Let's really break that down and think about that. $3.99 for a side of fries. Now, and you know damn well that those fries aren't going to be, they're not going to be a lot of them in there for $3.99. It started out at $2.19. That's for the small. And then after that, I think they go up to $3.19 or something for a medium, and then $3.99 for a large. And we're not going to make this a bitch fest about prices. We do that all the time. But it's worth noting, my experiences. We tried that. It was called the Constitution. No shit. Constitution's not dead yet. It's not dead yet. It's still surviving. Not by much, but it is. But when I was a kid, the fries used to be so good, they used to use beef extract, but then somebody whined about it and they stopped. I don't eat McDonald's anymore anyways. Yeah, they used to, I think they used to cook it in a different oil. I get what you're saying, man. I get what you're saying. Don't regulate what I eat. You remember when they had the supersized fries and the supersized drinks? So I get it and I respect that. I respect that point of view. They try to make things a little healthier for us. And, it just don't taste the same. We're responsible adults, right? As a responsible adult, you should be able to say if you want to eat more fries or less fries. If you want to eat your fries cooked in fat, or if you want to eat your fries cooked in vegetable oil, or whatever they cook it in these days. Is it vegetable oil? Jesus, man, what am I talking about? I don't think they use that. They might, though. Nice hat. Thank you. Phil Blaze K. What's up, man? Putting toxins in the food doesn't make it healthier. No. Guys, if you're new to the channel right now, what's going on that is 4:20, 8 minutes ago, I took a 500 milligram THC gummy, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to talk about whatever. It's an open forum tonight. We can, if I want to go grab my trivia, we can do that. If you guys just want to talk about any accomplishments or anything like that, we can do that. If you want to talk about music or dogs or anything, sky's the limit, guys. That's what's great about these streams. You never know what you're going to get when you come into them. Mama always said, liver cheese of streams is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Me and Jenny was like peas and carrots. Jenny had got her wish. She was a folk singer. And since number one, I wasn't much hungry but thirsty, and number two, they was free, I must have had me about 15 Dr. Peppers. Let's talk about Fortnite Battle Royale. I don't know enough about that. I know what Fortnite is. I remember I lived down in Florida. And we had a roommate, me and my wife. We were going through some tough times. I just closed my business down. And we had to have a roommate. And his name, I'm not going to give you his name. He was 50 at the time. I was in my 40s, mid 40s, maybe upper 40s. He was a little older than me. But I remember the guy worked at Best Buy. He worked at Best Buy. He'd worked with Best Buy for a long time, delivering furniture. Not furniture. They don't sell furniture. Delivering appliances and electronics and setting it up for people. And I came home one day and he was in his room and I'm like, what the hell are you doing in there? He had on a big old afro wig. I'll never forget this. This is a white guy. He had a big old afro wig. And I was like, "What you doing, man? What are you doing in there?" And he told me, "Oh man, I'm streaming. I'm gonna do streaming." I was like, "Streaming? What's streaming?" And he told me, he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do video games. I'm gonna play these video games online, but I need a character." So he became this character. I can't even remember what it was. Doctor something. It's starting to rain, unfortunately, because I have my windows down. I'm gonna have to roll them up for a minute. Hopefully I don't sweat out of the car. Sweat myself out of the car. All right, but anyway, I remember going, that's strange, you know? And man, he practiced and practiced and practiced, and I realized, I was like, okay, you got to be really good at this. I don't think you have to be great to be a gaming streamer, but I think you definitely need to have a personality. I think he had a pretty good personality. I didn't watch any of his streams at the time. Everybody thought he was crazy for what he was doing, you know, and I don't know that he's even still doing it. I hope he is, because he loved doing it. He went out and bought all this computer equipment, and he was hardcore, man. And I was like, cool, man, follow your dream. Do whatever you need to do. Because he was unhappy with that Best Buy job. You know, and if you work Best Buy like that for as many years as he did, delivering furniture at almost 50 years old, you're damn right. Go ahead and you follow that passion and you do that dream of yours. So I admire people who are really good at Fortnite. And holy crap, I watched some of those guys, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to compete with these guys. No way. They build stuff really fastly. It's nutty. I admire the game. I think it's a cool game. It's a social game. You know, it's a very social game. You get a bunch of people together, although they are trying to kill each other. It's a very social game. You know, you have people talking, chatting. So I'm all for Fortnite. I'm just not good at it. Bring back Weebles. What are Weebles? Are you talking about Weeble Wobbles? Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. Holy crap. What space in the back of my 55-year-old brain did that come from? Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. Wow. It's amazing the stuff that you remember if they want you to remember it, isn't it? Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down, or something like that. I could be wrong on how the tune goes, but and they don't fall down. No, they don't, man. I remember I'd kick those sons of bitches across the room. They'd just flip. They'd just flip, and they'd stand right back up and look at me like, oh yeah, brother? What else you got? And you know, as a kid, you become, it's unfortunate that kids these days they can, we just don't allow them to be as creative as we were in the 1970s and the 1980s, you know, when before the video games, you know, we had to go out and create our own fun. And sometimes that fun in the backyard would turn into something that might not be too fun. I remember quite a few times burning some G.I. Joes. If I had a G.I. Joe that I really wanted out of my storyline, I would set an arm on fire or something, and we'd act like he had some major injury. Or I would act like he had some major injury. Sometimes I'd bury my G.I. Joes or my Star Wars figures. And then maybe we'd run a new storyline once the new season of Liver Cheese's Brain started. Maybe the next day I wake up and I go out there and I say, you know what? He didn't really die. He's been living underground. He's got a secret compartment in his casket that's been keeping him alive. So I got to dig him up, and we got to start a new storyline. That's creativity, man. That's the things we used to do. We used to create cities in the backyard. And I know I sound like an old fart talking about, well, they don't play the way I used to. I'm just telling you, man, it's something that we really need to instill on our kids. We need to instill that with our kids, because if we don't have creative minds, then we're not gonna have movies. You know what I mean? We're not gonna have video games. We're not gonna have books. We're gonna be getting all those from different countries. There's already some countries that make better movies than we do. My buddy My buddy and me. Yeah, I remember My Buddy. I used to have the Terror Dome. Nice. If you have a structured settlement and if you have a structured settlement and need cash down, call J.G. Wentworth. 877 cash now. 877 cash now. Oh my God. Man, why'd you bring that back? I would have been good never hearing that again. Guess this commercial, if I'm not fresh, I'm out of business. It's a good one, Vincent. If I'm not fresh, I'm out of business. Is that a douche commercial? I don't know. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to guess. I know back in the 70s, they used to have those douche commercials. And if there's any women out there watching right now, because we're getting more women in here watching, I'm going to let you know, I don't think some women today even know what that is, douche. It's a funny word, douche. Douche. But isn't it unhealthy for you? Like, doesn't that do some things to women that it really shouldn't? I think the body naturally, kind of, let's not get gross here, but they can make itself. What am I doing with my hands? But you can always tell when I'm uncomfortable. I can't find the words. I don't know. I thought I'd read something that they're not like, people don't use them the way they used to. I did used to go into grocery stores as a teenager, and I would pick up the Massengill double pack of douches, and I would find somebody, like an old couple or something, and when they weren't looking, I would put the douches in their cart, and then I'd sit back and watch when they got to the counter, and then the woman pulls that out of the cart and starts yelling at her husband about it, like, "What's this doing in here?" Yeah, we used to have fun doing goofy stuff like that. Wow, I got sidetracked. I used to have the Terror Dome, my buddy. I put crackers in my Planet of Apes figures and burned my Batmobile. Yeah, man. You were creative. Vincent. That's what kids do, I had a neighbor that I'm sorry, I'm gonna curb the cursing a little bit. I had a neighbor who he had set his yard on fire with gasoline, and he spelled F-U-C-K in his yard with gasoline and set it on fire. That's a true story. But I just remember his mom coming home and yelling at him, and we were out there having to stomp out the grass. All right. I just opened a can of worms in my brain. I had the Space 1999 die-cast Eagles. I built the USS Enterprise model like 5 times. Nice. Get off the pipe, man. There ain't no pipe, bro. Where's a pipe? No pipes in here. LOL, Wonder Bread. I never found it to be useful. Keep it clean, keep it balanced, and don't need any douche. Douche. Jesus loves you and your beautiful soul. Well, thank you very much there, Terry Scott. He might not think I have a beautiful soul tonight, because we're on one tonight. I'm saying tonight. It's 4:39. It's been exactly 19 minutes since I had my THC gummy. So, I will ask your Lord to overlook Liver Cheese's shenanigans tonight. I don't really follow your Lord. Hopefully you don't hate me for that, but I'm an agnostic. So I know there's a higher spiritual power. I just don't know exactly which one it is. There's nothing against people who are Christians, nothing against Muslims, nothing against all you guys. If you want to do those things and it makes you a moral person, then I'm here for you, okay? So be here for me. Don't judge too harshly, all right? I wouldn't harm a fly. I would harm a Nazi, but I wouldn't harm a fly. My youngest son is Gen Z, and he said his first memory was the Liberty Mutual guy saying Liberty Bibberty. Oh my, dude, that's it. Instant ban from Trump Bunny, for Trump Bunny. You just brought up something to me. That is the most annoying freaking commercial, I think, on TV right now. Hands down. First off, I don't get it. You got this guy who can't say the words, and this girl comes up, she can't say the words, and they're perfect for each other because they have speech impediments. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get the commercial. A commercial makes me angry. Not many commercials out there make liver cheese angry, but that one, when that one's on, I hit the mute or I turn the channel immediately. I don't know, man. It does something to liver. It gets me angry. It gets me so angry. I think about these corporate douchebags out there who are like, how can we make our company look like a person? Look like a loving, caring person. How can we do that? Let's make ourselves look, let's do it with humor. Okay, if you're going to do it with humor, that's one thing, but at least have some good humor. And they used to have good humor on commercials. Something happened somewhere, man. Something happened somewhere in the 2000s where all those good, funny Super Bowl commercials disappeared. Remember, they would say, oh, what's the best commercials going to be like? You know, everybody used to talk about that every year. We don't talk about it too much anymore. Guess what? Because the commercials suck. And we know they're going to suck. Because if it's too edgy, somebody's going to say, no, that doesn't need to be out there. And they're going to pull it down. Not cool, man. When did we stop learning how to laugh? When did we stop all that? Thank you for the hearts, whoever's doing it. A ton of noise coming from the microphone. Oh, that's my hair. Let me fix that for you. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. Sorry it took so long for me to get to your comment. Just it's raining outside. And I was going to do this stream in the backyard, but I saw the clouds coming up, so I figured I'd hold off. And we're just waiting on the rain to pass. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Thank you, Imelda. I appreciate it. Sup, CIA operative? I wish I had that kind of money, bro. I have to return some videotapes. What do you got to return, DV Vincent? Or D Vincent? What kind of videotapes are you returning? Let's hear it. I want to know exactly what you oh. What am I talking about? What the fuck am I talking about? You can't return videotapes. There aren't video stores anymore. All right, what time is it? It's 4:43. We took this at 4:20. Okay, so that was the first real effect of it right there. Liver Cheese being a moron after this guy throws a joke after he returns some videotapes. And I'm like, what videotapes? Duh, which ones? What do you have? Do you have King Kong? What do you have, RoboCop? Oh, you better return it. Make sure you rewind it. What am I talking about, man? What the hell am I talking about? I just went into a 20-year time warp. I do miss the video stores, though. Not going to lie. I really do miss them. It's quite an experience to go into a Blockbuster and we've talked about it before, but we're reliving it again. Going into a Blockbuster on a Friday night or going to Hollywood Video. I don't know if you guys had Hollywood Video. Guy said Blockbuster's gone, dude. Be Kind Rewind. I still have VHS tapes and the VHR. That's cool, man. Hang on to that. Hang on to that. That's that kind of stuff right there. That's American history. Find a place in the attic for it. Hang on to it. It's not about value, although some VCRs are going up in value. The ones that have the DVD and the video thing where you can record a DVD off of your VCR. It's still going to look like hell, but you can do it. Yeah, everybody remember that? You go to Hollywood or Video, or you go to Blockbuster on Friday or Saturday night, and man, and not only was it was family bonding time. It was family bonding time is what it was, and they've taken that away from us. Now we have to do it in front of Netflix, and that gets old. that gets old, because here's the part you're losing with having to search out a movie on Netflix. You're all right, let's say I'm 12 years old, okay, and I go in with my family, and they're over there looking at all the mainstream movies, you know, the tear jerkers and the chick flicks and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm not gonna like any of this crap. I know I'm not. So what do? I go down down the horror aisle, and I find that monster movie. Now, in order for you to get a monster movie rented at 12, you got to be diplomatic about it. You can't just run up and Dad, I want to watch this, especially if it's something really bad, you know. You gotta kind of, you know, it's a battle. You got to kind of get them on your side. You know, it's like being in court. You got to let them all, you got to give them the reasons you want this movie. Yeah, but I heard this happened in it, and I heard this happen. You really like it. You know, you got to barter for that movie. And you got Sis over in the romantic comedies, and she's going to bring over Sweet Home Alabama, you know, and try to argue for Serendipity or Sweet Home Alabama. She's going to want one of those. And you're going to look and say, oh, no, well, if she gets that, then I get this. And next thing you know, you're going home with about 4 movies, 2 for the parents, 1 for you and 1 for your sister. And then the thing that I loved, the thing really, Hollywood Video, let me read some of these real quick. It was way different when we were still young. I still have my Atari. Nice, Holly. That's cool. Hang on to that. I'm glad I'm Gen X. Me too. I'm X-Lineal. My parents let me watch all the scary horror movies. I loved it. That's good stuff. They trusted you. There's a Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon. Yes, there is. I watched the documentary on that. If I ever get up to Oregon, I'm absolutely going to visit that Blockbuster. 80s baby, that's good stuff. Yeah, but y'all remember, you know, and it was always a big argument, and you had to get other people on your side, and then or remember the routine of going in and a movie just came out on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? It was Tuesdays the movies came out, right? Came out on a Tuesday. You're up there on a Friday. You're getting ready for the weekend, and that new movie that's up on the wall that they've got 30 copies of, guess what? Not a single copy up there. So you're looking at that wall, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to go sit over here by the drop box. That's what I'm going to do. And you'd go over there, and you'd sit over by the drop box as people came in, and you'd kind of crane your neck to see if you could see what they were putting back. If you wanted to be flagrant about it, you could just ask them, what'd you put back? Oh, I just put back Congo. Oh, Congo, that's the one I wanted. Really? And then you got to get their attention, you know, the cashiers. You got to, hey, I'm sorry, I know you don't want to get into the drop box and clear it out, but that person just brought back Congo, and I need Congo. And if you convinced them, they would go and get Congo for you there. And you know, you felt when you got that last copy before they put it back on the wall, you were proud of that, brother. You sat there, you know, you're like, yeah, look at this, you know. Yeah, you're checking out and people are coming by. You're kind of making sure they see it. Look, you don't say it. Or maybe you do say it. Maybe you do say it to the people around you, to your family. Look, kids, we got Congo. And then the other kids are like, Congo? How the hell did he get Congo? Dad, he's got Congo. And that dad's looking at you like, you son of a bitch. And you're just loving it. You're rubbing it in. Yeah, we're going to be watching Congo tonight. Sorry, you and your kids. You're not going to be watching Congo. Maybe you can go, I don't know, maybe you can go watch, I don't know, Mighty Joe Young. Maybe you can watch, you know, something like that. Maybe you can watch, what was the one with the board game? Jumanji. I don't think Jumanji came out before Congo, so I think I screwed that up. But anyway, those are the things about Blockbuster Video, you know, that we miss. We miss those things. One for me went for my brother and one for my parents. Exactly. Yep. Hastings. Excuse my typos, please. We don't care about typos in here. I'm probably going to read it wrong anyway. Just popped in, got a question, no disrespect. Do you believe in God? I believe in a creator. A creator. Spiderweb, but I don't know which one. I know, you're like, make up your mind. Well, there's 3,000 gods out there, okay? There's things I believe from each of them. I believe in the nice things. I'll research my religions, and I understand that most religions have some good things. Some of them have a lot of good things. So so I'm a spiritual person. I believe in a God, but I'm not sure which God. How about that? Yeah, all the boxes are empty. Yeah, they are empty. I remember VHS players were so new and expensive, the movie rental places would rent the VHS player. Adventure Smokey and Bandit, did you ever rent? We used to go and rent a PlayStation. When the PlayStations first came out, you could go rent a PlayStation. Oh, man, you talk about excited. Man, you'd rent that PlayStation. You didn't want to be late on the PlayStation, though, bringing it back, because they'd charge you for that. They wasn't just letting you get away with taking home a PlayStation and not returning it. I think they gave you like a week, if I remember it right. It might be 5 days. And I'm trying to remember the price of it. I want to say it was like $20-something, maybe. Somewhere in there. I could be totally off. Hell yeah, that's good. Good enough right now, brother. Thank you, man. I do not miss all the Olsen movies my sis constantly watched. I don't blame you there. Why does it matter what he believes is my question. Yeah, it's weird when people come in and ask that kind of stuff, isn't it, Smokey and the Bandit? Again, maybe he feels like that if he hung around too long and that he was being a traitor to his religion, you know. Maybe he was like, I can't be around these heathens. Listen, they're talking about Blockbuster. Next thing you know, they're going to be talking about dirty movies. We very well could. It's okay. You want to ask me that? It's okay. But it's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird. Like, would you go up to somebody in public and ask them that? Game Genie was awesome. Heck yeah, Game Genie, so you could cheat on all the games. I conquered all the games with that. Tell me you got them glasses in Vegas. I wish. Actually, I don't wish. We were talking about Vegas earlier. Not a huge fan of Vegas. No, I didn't, bro. I got like 4 pairs of them. What had happened was I wore these out a couple of times, and they just caught on. You know, people liked them, and people are like, yeah, keep the glasses. I also have a bunch of different hats. There's one hat that I wear all the time that I haven't worn in quite a while. I need to wear that hat again because that was kind of my look. But they became a part of the look, so here they are. They're not going away. I'll be buried in my casket with these glasses on. Who am I kidding? I'm not getting buried. I'm getting burned up. I'm absolutely getting cremated. Can't wait. All right, what do we got? What else? I once kept a couple pint tapes. They wanted thousands of dollars in lost rentals. They tried to take me to court. Imagine the plaintiff calling out the names of the movies. I remember when there was word of Blockbuster closing down, and I remember everybody thinking the same thing. Well, hell, I'm going to rent me a PS3 game, and they ain't never getting that thing back. Right? I mean, how much money had they already made on it anyway, right? Man, if I knew my Blockbuster was closing, I would have gone up there and I would have rented 15 games. And then when they said, "Oh, your return date's Tuesday," I would have went and walked out. Do you use old school safety razor or the new cartridge ones? I use electric. Clearly, it's broken right now. I miss concerts with no phones, rave parties that went on all weekend. Hey, Johnny Black, I went to a concert last summer. This damn rain, man. I went to a concert last summer. It was last July or August, one of the two. You're gonna get a little feedback from, or a little feedback from the air. But I got to turn it on for a second because I'm hot, very hot. I went to a concert. It was a band called Ghost. It doesn't matter if you know them or not. That's not even part of the story. But they're a very theatrical type of band. And they had this, and I know other bands have done it. They had this thing where when you came in, you had to put your phone in a pouch. All right, your phone got put into a pouch. It was closed up. You can't use your phone. I loved it. What a night we had. What a night we had. We talked to so many people around us. We met so many people. We had such a good time. We danced. We talked. We spread love. And you're right, man. You're right. These all artists, big artists, need to start doing that shit with the phone pouches. My only complaint was I got called down to the floor and was in could have been a very viral video of me, and no one was there to record it. No, it's good. It's nothing bad, but I had to wait on them to release the video. Ghost released the video of their interviews and things like that, and pictures from the concert. You usually have to wait a week or two, and they will release it. And I was in there, that's the one thing I wish somebody had gotten that, and I could take that to all my friends and say, look what I was doing the other night. But I would much rather have the time I had that night than that video, because man, you're right. That is a big problem that we need to take care of and address. It's easy to do. We need to do it. We need to lock those phones up, man, and communicate with each other. A concert's a community event. It's a communal event, which is the same thing as a movie. You go in and you feel people around you. You feel it. You can understand it. Oh my God, they're getting loud. Oh, they're really into this song. That means I need to be into this song. Yeah, that kind of stuff, man. That's what we've taken away from everybody with our social media. Thank you for that wonderful comment there, Johnny Black. That's good stuff. Men in their hats, LOL. My husband has so many hats, so very many of them. Yeah, I'm the same way. I didn't used to be that way, Holly, but I found a couple of good ones, and I don't collect stuff. So I was like, well, I'm doing YouTube a lot. Let me go ahead, and I guess I'll just start collecting hats. And that's what I've done. I can't even tell you how many hats I have. My wife's the same way. I'm thinking of taking an entire wall in the studio and just putting hooks all the way across the wall and hanging my hats up on that wall. I think that's going to happen. I miss old school raves too. I only went to one of those. I'll never forget it though. How's your evening going? Not evening yet. 4:57. North Star. It might be where you're at, North Star. It's going pretty good, man. I took a gummy at 4:20, and we are at 4:57, and we're rolling. I'm Brazilian, and you? Uh-oh, we got a Brazilian in the house. Brazilian in the house. Celia, can I ask you something? And I don't want to sound sexist or anything, but as an American, I've always heard that those Brazilian women are firecrackers. Are you a firebrand, Celia? And when I say firebrand, I mean you have you're a firebrand. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. You're like a Gen Xer. Gen Xers, man, you can tell us not to do something 100 times. Don't press that button 100 times. And the more you tell us, the more we're going to want to press it. So, yeah, let me know about that, Celia. Are you a firecracker? I miss Blockbuster. If I'm not mistaken, I have a VHS tape from them. Awesome. Hang on to it, North Star. Truth Brother. Somebody deleted, North Star deleted somebody. It must have been bad. I always laugh when I run across that one random Blockbuster case and the giant selection of VHS 8 tapes for sale. Yeah, I wish I still had my card. Just take me back to 1995, please. Me too. Please. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, Johnny Black. LOL, I have a caribou mount on the wall. All the horns have hats and hats hanging off of it. That's awesome. You got a capaboo. Now, Holly, go back to your husband. Don't tell him that Liver Cheese gave you this great wordplay. Say you came up with it. Next time he comes home with a hat, tell him, oh, just throw it up on the Capaboo. He's going to be like, what? And you're going to say, it's a Capaboo. It's not a caribou. Look at it. You're welcome. You're welcome. You can owe me one there, Holly. Are you driving while intoxicated? No, big K5. I don't have any keys. I don't have any keys. I'm safely in my driveway. We planned this out, man. We planned it out, big K. I gave people the option. I said we could either go to the zoo. I came on at about 1 something. I said we can either go to the zoo and get an hour or two in at the zoo, or I can go home and take a THC gummy. And they said, go home and take a THC gummy. Actually, most of them said, go to the zoo and take a gummy. That's the answer I would have given. Unfortunately, Big K, I'm a responsible adult, so I can't really do that. I can't go to the zoo and take a gummy unless I take an Uber. So, Big K, absolutely not, brother. Everything legal. Always legal with liver cheese. Always. Thank you for asking, though. I think Brazilian, I think exotic and beautiful sounds sexist. It does, and that's why I said I hope this doesn't sound sexist. Hope I didn't run her off, you know. It's just that it actually shouldn't sound sexist. It's not. Firecracker is not. I don't know. Is firecracker sexist? Let's talk about that for a minute. I just look at firecracker as being a fighter. You know what I mean? And I admire that. I admire and respect that all day. So if you want to make me sexist, and maybe it is a little bit sexist, but that's not what I was trying to imply. Get to the next protest, dude. You're letting down the left. Howard, what do you want me to say, man? What do you want me to say? I don't want to get too political tonight, Howard. We did all that earlier. We did it, brother. You missed the earlier chat, man. We were talking about all kinds of stuff. As a matter of fact, you don't believe me, I brought the receipts right here. Here they are. Here they are from my stream this morning. Let's investigate. Let me see how many I've got here, though. I can't even go to the zoo anymore. I feel bad for the animals. I understand that. I totally get that. Good deal. I'm a chick, but I cannot speak for every woman, obviously. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. And firecracker, I take that as a compliment. It depends on the context, if it's sexist or not. Exactly. We talk about context in here all the time. When we're talking about jokes, you know, jokes, man, a joke can be racist, a joke can be nasty, but certain jokes, it depends on the context you use them in. You know, it really does. So thank you for bringing that up. I don't have a sexist bone in my body. Woman power, man. I want women. I talked so many times on here about how I think women should lead the world. I really do. You know, a lot of people, well, they're too emotional. No, they're not. They're not emotional, brother. They're not. They step back. They step back. If they see something weird that feels a little slightly off, they step back. And they really look at that and they turn on that critical thinking and they tell you, no, that's a really nasty thing to do. It does worry me, though, that a lot of these comments that I got off Facebook today are a lot of women. And that's more worrying than anything, because women generally aren't known for being that disgusting, oh, I want to hurt this person. When we get to a point, a turning point where women start to become violent and nasty and ugly, then yeah, we're looking at a real problem. A real problem. Well, we've been past that. I asked you before, does FBI pay cash or direct deposit? Howard Lucan, brother, I wish they paid me anything. If I was to disclose to you, all my viewers out there, what I make, and we're not talking about YouTube, because on YouTube I'm making a goose egg. I'm making a goose egg, all right? I've had some super chats and stuff like that, but I haven't gotten that yet. It's still out there. So I don't do this for money. I do this as a labor of love. I love doing this. I love it when somebody tells me, "Hey man, you made my day by going to the zoo today." Or I love it when somebody tells me, "Man, I really needed a positive attitude and I came in here, I found your stream today and you set me straight." Shit, money can't buy that, man. Money can't buy that. I hate the fact that texting anything can easily be misconstrued. Very good point, Holly. Holly, we're working on that. We are working towards a solution for that. We're either going to get a phone, or I'm going to get a burner phone so you guys can call me and talk to me personally. Or when I'm on StreamYard, which I'm not currently, I can invite guests on. It's been a while since I've done that. Because, and I'll tell you why, the last time I did that, it was a stranger. And it was my fault, and I invited him in, and he did some filthy stuff on camera. And it really pissed me off. It makes me never want to do it again. But I know a lot of you guys, and I know that y'all wouldn't do anything like that. The remark, women are emotional, comes from emotions. Yes, it does. I'm emotional, LOL. Me too, Holly. Shit, let's all be emotional together. Why does it have to do anything about sexes? Why? Let's all get together right now tonight and be an emotional wreck. I want all of you to be emotional with me. Tell me your dreams that you never got to follow. Tell me what you really want to do in life. You know, tell me these big things. Tell me what you want to be known for after you pass away. I mean, let's all be emotional wrecks together. I wake up every day and I feel like I'm an emotional wreck when I turn on the news. How you doing? Hollingsworth, how you doing? Do you own your home or just rent? We own it. And it's not a big home at all. What are your thoughts on feminism? My thoughts on feminism? I think it's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna, if there's women out there who feel like they need to be a voice for other women and they feel like they need to be louder about it, that's okay with me, man. That's okay with me. You know, the only thing I would just, we have to be real careful when we're like that, because again, you can misconstrue what somebody texts, what the way somebody says something. Everything can kind of be misconstrued. It's like I called a cashier honey recently. Now, let me preface that with something. It was an older black lady, and she called me honey first. All right? And I loved every damn bit of it. Man, if I find a old black lady, not even any black lady, just any lady, to be honest, it doesn't have to be a black lady, but there's something about black women and cashiers sometimes, they just, you wouldn't think that they would be, some of them are in terrible moods. I'm not going to say all of them, but sometimes you'll run across one that just has an energy about them, you know? And if they have a good energy and they throw, oh honey, to me, oh, I'm all about that. I'm sucking all that up. Give me that. Give me more of that honey. You know, but then I got to be careful throwing her back a honey. You know what I mean? Because I'm a man. You're glad you found this channel? What are your thoughts? Thank you, Holly. Well, we're glad you're here too. We're glad you're here too. We have stuff like this happen every day. We have people who come in here and they're like, what is this channel even? What does it mean? What's it about? And they stick around for a little bit. And we have people that are totally opposite from me who will come in and bust my chops. You know, if I say something that they don't like, they'll let me know, and I'll respond to it, and I'll respond in a friendly, well, maybe not friendly way, but we want to get away from threats. And I like trolls. Some of them. Troll me. You got to know how to troll, though. Don't come in here with all violence and just things that are a little bit over the line. You know what I'm talking about. If I ever see you on the streets, I'm going to bash your head in. You know, just leave those at home. Leave those at home. Well, you're at home. So what the hell am I talking about? But yeah, and some of my strongest subs out there are totally polar opposite. But we respect one another. And that's doing something. That's doing something. I'll tell you what it's doing. if this country ever does reach the place that I know it won't, you know, you hear people talk about civil war. You hear people talk about, is it going to be red versus blue? Is it going to be black versus white? We talk about that a lot, or we hear about that a lot. And I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think it's going to happen because of this right here. These are the kind of things that make that a more difficult thing to happen. Because you can be angry at me behind the keyboard all day, and you can anger, fear. And then, but when you see me in public, it's a lot different to come up to me and angry, fear. You know what I mean? Because you're actually putting a face with a voice, and it makes it more difficult. So if it's even more difficult to talk about it in public, then imagine having to shoot somebody. You know, you've come to the point where, okay, this is it. This is it. We have to, it's time, you know, and you're staring down that barrel and you're like, wait a minute, you know, what if it was me over there? And, you know, one of my conservative guys on here is like, it's time, you know, we backed into a corner. It's time. And they're looking down that barrel and they got Liver Cheese's head right there in the scope. It's going to make it a little more difficult. I mean, if they can do it, then they can do it. But I'm telling you, this stuff right here works. And we need to be excited about it. All right, what else we got? It looks like you got your sunglasses from Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't have a good Macho Man. Oh, yeah. No, that's terrible. That's the first time I've ever attempted to do Macho Man. Right here, live on the air in front of y'all. Oh, yeah. I can't do it. Can't do it. Never asked me to do that again. You didn't ask me to do it, but I wanted to do it. The blacks are fun. Where are you from? The blacks are fun. We are in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where I looked around when you say, where are you from? What the hell? Why am I doing that? Damn gummy. We definitely need government reform. We need government scrub down. All sides. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. We need people who are uncorruptible. We need kind people. We talk about it all the time. A lot of channels like this are just rage bait. I don't like those at all, but you just sound like a down-to-earth, genuine person. Wow. Wow, I got to pin that one. Imelda, that was so sweet. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Now, when my mouth becomes really, really dirty, please don't hold that against me. I'm not going to do that tonight, but there are times where I've lost my cool. You know, I'm just a normal person. Y'all keep me square on it. You know, if I ever go too far or whatever, it's not often that I go too far unless it's somebody that really deserves it. But that means a lot to me. Wow, somebody's messaging me. That sounds racist. What? Blacks are fun? It was the in front of it that made it sound. Flow state. Thank you, man. That's funny. Let's visit this for a minute. Let's visit it for 1 minute. That's funny. That's funny. Listen, guys, this is what I'm talking about. So we have who said it? Damn it, I think I lost it. Okay, here it is. Hang on, give me a second. I'm working from gummies here. I think he pulled it down. Did he pull it down? It was a... Oh, here it is. The Adventures Smokey and Bandit. Okay. Now I know him pretty well. I think I've talked to him a few times. I kind of understand where he's coming from. I don't think he's a racist. I really don't. But he puts the blacks are fun, and he's being serious. You know, he's talking about, okay, well, you know, it's maybe he's talking about black people being fun because I was talking about that black lady who was like, oh, honey, you know, that kind of shit, man, that's fun. That's good stuff. So that's probably what he's talking about. And then you scroll down a little bit further, and Big K5 says that sounds racist. So I scroll back up to read it again, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, it's because there's he put "the" in front of blacks. If he had just put "blacks are funny," nothing wrong with that. And nothing wrong with the way you put it either, because I know you as a person, and I think you weren't trying to be racist there. But putting the in front of blacks does make it, do y'all agree? Does that make it a little more racist? Personally, I think it's more likely to be a conflict with the 1%. North Star Alpha, thank you for putting me back on that track that I was talking about there. You know, when it comes down to civil war, I'm the same way, North Star Alpha. In my heart, I think that at the end of the day, people's eyes are going to start opening, and they're going to start to see these billionaires up top doing everything that they'll never be able to do. And they're not going to, and they don't care that we can't do these things, while we're over here struggling daily to survive. Eventually, I really do think, when it comes down to it, that if we ever do have that civil war, it's going to be the 99 versus the 1%. 100%. That's what's going to wind up happening, I think, in my heart. But we had that start back in the 2008 crash, Occupy Wall Street, and all traps of people came together. Then it all just went away. Yeah, we had it after. We were like that after 9/11 too for a little bit. You know, seems like we've had our chances to really mend things, and then all of a sudden, just shit went haywire. Don't hold back. We want the real you. Thank you. Apparently, Hillary Clinton said if prosecuted, she would take half of Washington with her. Fine by me. Yeah. Yep. Was just being funny. I know you are, man. With the way I said the black. Okay, so you knew you were setting it up. Okay. See, I don't give you guys enough credit. I don't give you guys enough credit in here. We got some whip freaking smart subs in here. My subs, I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of people out there bigger than Gen Express and Liver Cheese for now, but I'm telling you, man, I'll put my subs up against anybody's subs in the country. I think we've got whip smart people in here. That's the highest compliment you can get, whip smart, from me. If I say you're whip smart, that means you are super smart. Tyson, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? We got the Adventures of Smokey and the Bandit in here, throwing around racist jokes. No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't delete anything. I'm just having fun. I know you are. People need to lighten up. The racist sign, yeah. You gonna bring that up in front of all these new subs, Tyson? If people don't know, Tyson's one of my original mods on the channel. Tyson's been with me for a while now. Tyson, how long have I been streaming now? Didn't I start in like November? Started really streaming regularly in November or December. Something like that. Yeah, that sounds right? But anyway, he was one of the originals. And I have a sign. I pick things. I'm a picker on the side. That's what I do. I resell. But I haven't had a ton of things to show you guys lately, because it's just been really crappy. I might have something though. I might have something that I purchased. Yeah, I got something. I got a little something I can show y'all that I purchased. But anyway, he was one of the original ones, and oh my God, am I gonna get lost here? I am, ain't I? I'm gonna get lost. Tyson, and leave it up to you to come in here and do this to me. Oh, the sign. Okay, so he saw one of my signs, and you know, it can be, you can look at it and think, yeah, that's a little bit racist. It's an old metal sign. It could be a repop. I don't think it is though, because it's ceramic. But the two It's got two black kids on it, and it's a soap. It's a soap. Borax. What is it? I can't even remember, but it's a soap. And yeah, it looks a little sus. It looks a little sus. Now that kind of stuff, like that, I try not to sell that kind of stuff. I do like to possess it though. I like to own those kind of things because, again, it's just proof. If somebody wants to talk about United States not being racist, I can just throw up all these Facebook comments from this morning. We can do that. But I just like the graphics on the sign too. The sign was really cool. I love the color. I couldn't pass it up. I got it for I don't even remember what I paid for, but it wasn't much. It wasn't much at all. But that's why he comes in here. He wants to stir some stuff up. That's what Tyson does. And I love him for it. Because to watch me squirm sometimes, I think that you guys really get some entertainment out of it. All right, let me show you what I got the other day. It's nothing special, but I bought this guy right here. It's a bobblehead. I'm going to take it out and show it to you. And it's new. It's new, but I'm going to show it to you. And here's the front of it. Here's the back of it. Now, on the back of it, it says Showboats. On the front of it, it's got USFL. USFL right there. Okay, now I see what's happening. Okay, now I see why this has value. But it's also got the Memphis Showboat logo on the helmet. And, yeah, so I saw that. And here's the thing. The Memphis Showboats don't exist. They don't exist anymore. They folded a couple years ago. It might have been last year. They folded and the USFL moved on. And not only that, the USFL changed their name completely to the UFL. So just having that USFL logo on there, first off, makes it more valuable. And having a defunct team, the Memphis Showboats, makes it more valuable too. So I bought this for $4.99. I paid up on it, full price on the front side, and I listed it for $59.99. It's got 2 watchers right now. I would actually probably take 40 on it. If somebody threw an offer out of 40, I'd probably jump on it. So that's my big find of the week. So it's been relatively slow in Pickerland. Holy crap, I'm so far behind. All right, let me read some of this. Fun is good. Fascism is dead. Only the media and powers that be want us against each other. Racism is dead. Thought you said fascism is dead. Fun is good. Both Democrats and Republicans are equally corrupt. Why pick a side? I mean, I've told you the truth how I feel about that. I mean, I think one side's a little bit better. I do. I'm not going to lie. But both sides are beholden to the corporate goons up top. There's no doubt about that. That's why I said we need to wipe it all clean. Wipe it all clean. We need regular leaders in here. We need Joes and Bobs and Billies and Sarahs. And, we need you. We need these people. When I see a new politician, I just saw a post for somebody running for the Tennessee seat. And it's a white lady. I've never seen her before. She's young. And I can just tell that we're seeing a lot of people who are not politicians become politicians right now in this country. And is that a good thing? We don't know. We don't know the person. We don't know if they can be corrupted by greed and money. Most people out there can be corrupted by greed and money. Most people. I hate to say that, but I really do feel that in my heart. And that's why the ones who can't be corrupted by it are so important. I used to dumpster diving, and I know some people get all weirded out when I say that, but let me tell you, I got some of the best stuff, some of the best stuff. I used to love doing that. Holly, there ain't a damn thing wrong with that. There ain't a dang thing wrong with that at all. I'm gonna let you guys in on another little video that I might try to post. A little investigative piece. I was at Kroger. I was at Kroger a couple of weeks back, and I was filming. I wasn't filming like openly, but I did a video about prices or whatever, and there was a guy that worked in the deli, and or the bakery in the deli area. He was pushing an entire rack of their expired food, not expired food, but like almost expired, a day or two away from expiration. You know, the pudding cakes, the banana, well, not banana pudding, they'd leave that over there, cookies and things like that, cakes. He had a whole thing he was pushing over there. And I told him, I was like, you might as well get ready to have an entire section like that, because what's happening right now, the reason your cakes and this guy's probably, I'm thinking, I'm probably annoying this guy, but I was just talking to him like a regular person. I was like, your cakes and your pies and everything, nobody's buying them because of the prices. The prices have gone up too high, and there's no discretionary income, so that's what they cut out. They cut out the pies and the cakes. I don't do that shit. That pies and cakes are always going to be here, but I'm going to buy them at discount. So and there's another catch-22, because when you buy a cake at a discount, you only got a couple days to eat that son of a bitch. Okay, so that's when this comes in handy. All right, but anyway, I told him, I was like, man, y'all might as well have a whole section. And he's like, you're right, man. You're absolutely right. And then he goes, you want to know what's worse? And my ears were like, and he said it like in a low voice. I'm like, yeah, I want to know what's worse. Please tell me what's worse. Can I pull my phone out and record it first? No, but he told me, he said, if you knew how much food this Kroger right here throws away, it would be national news. I was like, oh, really? So I'm definitely going to do a piece on that. I need to go check that out. I don't think, but I think that their dumpsters and everything, I think they're all surrounded. I think they're covered. I think they're locked up and covered. So it would be difficult to do, but yeah, I'd like to find out if Kroger's doing that. Absolutely, I'd like to find out if Kroger's doing that. And Kroger, if you are doing that, why the hell are you doing that? Plenty of places will take that food. You can take it over to the homeless people. You can take it. I'm not going to get on a rant here. He's peeking now. LOL. Oh, anyone who thinks there's really a right and left, you're lost as fuck. Thank you, man. I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying. Go eat some magic mushroom. Man, I ain't messing with that stuff. What inspired you to start YouTube, and what's the story behind your username? When the cat fat, it's a good question. I'm glad you're asking me those things. The YouTube thing, the picking was slowing down. The picking was slowing down, so I was like, well, I need to do some sort of, I need to do some sort of YouTube channel. I knew that I had the personality that's people are either gonna hate my ass or they're gonna love me, which leads me into my screen name. So I worried about the future as far as like picking. I saw the economy getting bad, and I was like, man, we have got to, I've got to figure out ways to put food on the table. But that's not what really did it. But what did it was I started watching audit videos. And I watched a few of those, and I could not believe what I was seeing. I was like, holy hell, is that really happening? Do we really have cops out there who do not know basic laws like that? I mean, it was one thing seeing the people react the way they do, and they still react that way. But the cops, seeing that part of it, I was like, nah, man, that is not good. That is definitely not good. So I was like, let me go do some audits. Yeah, let's do some audits. And I went out there green, I'd watched a ton of audit videos. I mean, I'm talking hours and hours and hours and hours, probably hundreds of hours, if I'm being completely honest. And so I wasn't like completely green, but I went out there and I just started filming. Things started happening. I had one or two people really get on me and argue with me, and things started happening. And once I had that my first real big video was the Take 5 video. When that one happened, my damn numbers went way up. I mean, they went from like 200 to almost 1,000. They went way up. I'm not going to give you the whole history of the channel, but that's why I started it. And then once I got a little taste of that, once I was out there actually and experienced it, it's an adrenaline rush to know that you're on the right side of the law. And how are you going to handle educating this other person? Are you going to humiliate them? Are you going to just laugh at them? Are you going to get them angry? I mean, you can approach it in so many different ways. And that's what's so cool about auditing. And that's why I watch so many different auditors, because everybody's got their own unique style. And I thought I started getting pretty good at it. I did. And then we had all that shit go down in Arlington and and here we are. But anyway, the name liver cheese comes from the fact that liver cheese is a lunch meat that you either like it or you hate it. There is no in between with liver cheese. You take a taste of it and it's either, ooh, that's disgusting, or you take a taste of it and you go, that's pretty good. I'll have more of that. Now, there's one exception to that. Liver cheese is also an acquired taste. Yes, you can grow to love liver cheese. You can hate it at first, but then if you keep eating it, then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm starting to get it. Oh, now I get it. Now I understand. So that's the reason for that name. And I think it fits me perfectly, and it ain't never going anywhere. The only way I would change that name is if something to do with Mr. Rogers. Nasty Mr. Rogers, something like that. I would take one of those. I don't know, but I don't know that I would though. Liver cheese, just it's who I am now. Reading that comment made me have a high school flashback. I have a clean in-ground pool sitting here. It's 85 degrees and I'm not in it, LOL. What are you doing, man? Get in it. Get in that bitch. I was back in English class again. This guy hates animals. I like that, man. That's funny. I love animals. If I could have my own channel, just going to zoos, traveling all over the country for zoos, if I could afford to do that, I'd do it, man. Yeah, if you called me the zoo dude or something like that, I said zoo dude. What, that was so damn lame. It's me, the zoo dude, coming at you here from Cleveland, Ohio. Why do I have a mic in my hand? Why? I'm a YouTuber. Why would I have a mic in my hand? What am I doing? All right, here we go. Let's move on. Oh yeah, I agree. He absolutely hates animals. That must be why I was watching him at the zoo the other day, being all chatty with the animals, knowing all their names. Well, I have personal relationships with those animals. As a matter of fact, some of those animals are absolutely my best friends in the city of Memphis. I know it's sad. It's sad, but it's true, man. It is true. Donkey Face, me and Donkey Face have connected in a way that I cannot describe to you, okay? Hopefully it comes through on camera. And Ace, every time I come around the corner and Ace is sitting there waiting on me, and he man, I'm telling you, Ace moves towards me. There's a few of them that actually come to me. They hear my voice. I see them look at me. They make eye contact with me and they come towards me. That's a real thing. I'm sure they do that for their trainers too. So maybe my next job is a zoo trainer. Maybe all right, here we go. I love Trump. I need a pool day. Same, come on. You talking about the pool? I love Trump. Corrupt is corrupt no matter if a little or a lot. Ain't that the truth? What's going on here? Nothing. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind. Thank you, Captain Obvious John Stevenson. I like cookies better than cake. When any part of the government becomes corrupt, it's citizens that suffer, not the politicians. Great. John Stevenson, man. And your name, man. Look, that right there. Look, look, guys, I want you to check this out. I'm going to, I can't highlight it. But anyway, John Stevenson here says, when any part of when any part of government becomes corrupt, it's the citizens that suffer, not the politicians. Now, let's take a look at his name. John Stevenson. John, are you a time traveler here for the Declaration of Independence? Were you one of those names on the bottom that we don't know about so much, you know? Is that you? And you've time traveled here to give us the knowledge, to let us know that, yeah, Constitution's in trouble, guys. See, that's where we go here, guys. John Stevenson could very well be a time traveler. He's one of the ones that penned his name on the Declaration of Independence, on the Constitution. Oh my gosh. Portillo's chocolate cake. Ooh, good. As far as the cookies and cake thing, it's mixed for me, man. Some days I'm more, some days I'm more of a cake guy. Listen to me. I'm making it sound like I'm eating cakes and cookies every single day. Some days I'm more of a cake guy. Sometimes I go through cookie streaks. Yeah, but they're both kind of the same type of snack. Bready snack. All right, where we at? Let's see. Key lime pie. How you doing, Styles? Key lime pie, but made with cheesecake texture. That is so good. Sounds delicious. That I really eat any sweets anymore? Hardly ever. I rarely eat. Damn, you're hairy. I am hairy. How you doing, South? What's up? What's your name? Little Leaf? What's up, man? Interesting. Thanks. Cop training in USA is maybe 20 weeks, in other countries 2 years. Yeah, there's a big problem there, Imelda. We definitely need to train our police officers longer. And we also need to add things that they can use to utilize mental cases. We need to have, there needs to be a career path of psychiatrists who work on the police force. I'm sure they have them in there, but I just mean there needs to be a large group of them, very large group of them, and they need to be ready to go at all times. So they can call them out there to at least try to calm the situation down. Because a lot of times cops, a lot of them de-escalate, but some of them escalate. If it's later in their shift and they're ready to go home and they're tired of dealing with something, you know, if you deal with a mental patient, you're going to have to be patient. There's no other way around it. You're going to have to be patient to try to figure out what exactly you're dealing with, number one. Number two, is the person I'm dealing with dangerous? So you need experts for that. I want to help the police. Qualified immunity should not be a thing. Absolutely. Holly, I agree. Hello, welcome. I like homemade Rice Krispie treats. I like mostly hair pie. There he goes. Yes. Ventures of Smokey and the Bandit coming in with the razor sharp wit, with the adult humor that he knows that at least I enjoy very much. That box of banana cream pie. I'm done with you, man. I'm done with you, Tyson. Stop telling everybody that's old. Why are you bringing up old shit, Tyson? Why you got to bring up old stuff? I was really high one night and I ate a whole box of Little Debbie banana cream pies. Okay, it happens. He acts like he wants to act like that I just scoffed them all down at once. It was in 2 sittings, and I believe the 2 sittings were at least an hour or 2 apart. Okay. I'm guesstimating, an hour or 2 apart. So that's 4 at each sitting. There were 8 cakes, 4 at each sitting. Now let me come back with, these cakes weren't big, guys. They were the size of liver cheese's palm. And I actually almost shot a video about it because I was so disgusted by it. I was like, look at how little this damn thing is. You know, they act like we don't know what they're doing. This thing's the size of a silver dollar pancake here. You know, not even that, just really, really tiny. So, you know, when they do that, it's not good, man. It's not good because it gives me reason to eat more than one. You know, I remember, look, here's a prime example. Suzy Q's. Suzy Q's, those big old things now, they used to come in a 2-pack. Now they're selling them in a 1-pack. Probably the better that they're selling it in a 1-pack because I look back on the Suzy Q's and I don't eat them in doubles much anymore. I eat one and it does enough that I don't have to move on to another one. But they did used to come in 2s. So, you know, if I want to be a smart ass about it and my wife says something, oh, another Suzy Q, I could say they come in a pack of 2. I ain't eating half a Suzy Q. But anyway, so that's what really happened. It was 4 small little saucer cup, not even saucer cup. What would you call silver dollar size? That may be a little bit bigger, but yeah, 4 of those at a time. And I was hungry. I was high. And he's going to give me grief and keep bringing it up. All right. Now look how far you got me behind, man. You done wrecked everything. Hello, welcome, wave. Hello, I agree. Box of bananas. I'm good, my friend. Hope you are too. There's actually not many people in here. I probably don't have to worry about it too much. Sorry, I've changed my name to Captain Obvious as the adventures of Smokey and the Bandit has pointed out. Oh, Smokey and the Bandit calling you Captain Obvious. Is there any Michael Miser? Look, man, you coming back with that Michael Miser stuff. You did that the other night. No one knows what it is. If you're going to come in here with this mystery, you got to give us some clues. Guys, the Michael Miser guy's back. Can we somebody please get out of him what a Michael Miser is? Because we couldn't figure it out last time. We even talked about it after you left. I would love to hang out with you, man. Oh, Suzy Q. Oh, Suzy Q. Oh. Suzy Q. I love you. Suzy Q. Is that it? My Suzy Q. Why am I not? It's Creedence, right? Yeah, it's Creedence. Baby Suzy Q. I can't get it right now. Good song. Yes, it is a good song. I understand things happen. Back when I was in high school, I took a stick of butter, poured sugar on it, and ate it. Boy. Why though? Why? What, were you high or something? What happened? See, what I like to get to the how and why. In case you haven't noticed that about me, I want to delve into these questions. We need to really figure out what's going on in there. He took a stick of butter, poured sugar on it, and ate it. Okay, I got a couple of questions. Who is this? Holly. Holly, we're going to do this, okay? You're on the board. I got a couple of questions for you, Holly. Now, remember, you're in a safe space in here, and we're all honest with each other. We all love each other as human beings, and we just need an honest answer. Okay. The stick of butter. All right, so my question now becomes is, you said you poured sugar on it. So did you take the entire butter out and flip it on its side and then pour like a pile of sugar on top of it and just shove it in your mouth? That seems kind of odd or did you just pour enough or hear me out, did you spread the sugar out on the counter with like a paper towel or something and take the stick of butter and put it in there and roll that shit up? Maybe, just maybe, you found a baggie. You found a plastic baggie, a Ziploc, and filled it with sugar, or put, just not filled it. I'm not going to say that about you. But you put a little sugar in there, and you stuck that butter in there, and then you shook it up, that shook it up. All right. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, it's okay that you did it. You admitted that you did it, but now I have questions. How did you do it? Or was it one of those situations where you had the butter, you put a little sugar on the top of it, took a chunk of it and was like, that's not bad, and then did some more? It could be that too. All right, let's see what she's got to say. Let's see what Holly's got to say here. According to Google, it's British slang for someone who likes to ruin things. What, Susie Q is? Oh, wow. Nice. Thank you, North Star. Someone who likes to ruin things is a Susie Q. Maybe that's their version of a home wrecker, right? Have you heard the parody of that song called Barbecue, I Love You? No, I haven't. Yes, I was very high, LOL. We also get liver cheese to sing on here. Yeah, you do. You do. Or it means someone who trolls, basically, if I'm understanding it. Yeah. I took a stick of butter or a rectangle stick of butter out of the refrigerator and I poured sugar all over it, a light coating. Then I proceeded to eat it. It was actually good. Okay. All right. I thank you. That's a very, very good response. Complete. A lot of details. A lot of details. Now, I do have to ask. When you say a light coating, I mean, what exactly are we talking about? A light coating? What was the butter completely covered in sugar so that it was white, like it was the North Pole or some type of scene from a snowy place? Is that what it looked like, or was it just like a fair amount of yellow? You could see a fair amount of yellow still. Because your version of light and mine could be totally different things. That we've got to clarify and connect on that. No Mako misers. Hey, bro, can you name the 6 countries that were all in Yugoslavia? Hell no. Hell no, I can't name that. Look at me, man. Look at my face. What would make you think you could ask somebody with a face like this that question? Come on now. The stick of butter was cold, so it kept its shape, and I wanted it to, so it was a cold stick of butter, just coated in sugar, except for one side was not. Okay, well, that's better. That's better. One side wasn't. So you got 3 sides, but you didn't get that bottom side. I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. You're like, oh, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous what I'm doing right here. Pouring this sugar all over this butter. This is ridiculous. It would be even more ridiculous if I decided to flip it over and coat that last layer. So we're not going to do that. This is ridiculous enough. That would just be ludicrous. I don't know what the hell's going on, guys. I don't know what's happened here. I honestly, I have no idea what's happened here. All right, we'll get it back on track. Just give me a second. Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia were all created in the 90s. Okay. Now that you say them, yeah, I know those countries. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, of course, I knew that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. I know the countries, okay? I know the general area that they're in, I believe. Yes, I do. That's the area over there where Russia's fucking with everybody, isn't it? Did all 6 end in Slavia? LOL. So, hold on. Did I forget? Am I missing something here? Oh my God. I got a new neighbor that's got a dog, and he's got 2 really fat dogs, and I saw one of them today. It's a pit bull. Should I turn the camera around? Yeah, I'll do that. I shouldn't do that. Maybe I can show his dog and not him. I don't know, but I saw her today, and I was like, oh my God, I want to hug that dog. I want to pet that dog so much. She's a very rotunda pit bull. I thought she was older. She's not. She's 5 years old. So I told him, I said, hey, don't be confused when I run up and pet your dog like I know it when I see it next time. I said, because I saw that dog when I was driving down the road, and I was like, that dog right there is on my petable list. That dog will be pet by Liver Cheese's hands. So I gave him clear warning to let him know, yeah, I'm going to be petting that dog. Oh yeah, that dog's gonna get his pets or her pets. Facial hair is crazy. 10 out of 10. Bro, do you know how many hearts an octopus has? Is it 8? It's either 8 or 5, I think. So now I have a question. Are you thinking about how good it might be to get a stick of butter and put sugar on it? Holly, so you're wondering if I've gotten to the munchy stage yet? It's I've heard worse ideas. I've absolutely heard worse ideas. There's no doubt about it. And again, that's the good thing about THC and things like that. They make you become amateur chefs. Yeah, they make you go to the kitchen and just try the most outlandish crap you've ever seen in your life. We talk about it sometimes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I should probably do that. Maybe I should go in and grab a couple of items that should not go together, and we'll taste test them and review them. I just don't. The only problem is a lot of the stuff in my refrigerator is I need to cook it. I need to cook most of it. Yeah, I got a lot of processed. I got a lot of TV dinners. I got lunch meat and shit like that. I've got canned vegetables. I've got all that stuff. Rice. How did we get on my cupboard? What the hell's going on, man? I'm feeling very attacked right now. I'm feeling very attacked. Very attacked. Actually, give me 1 second. I will be right back. I gotta put a dip in. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. I'm back. Back in the New York groove. I'm diabetic, no sugar for me. My daughter has a pit and he's so sweet, just a big baby, LOL. Yes, Styles, this pit right over here. The thing that I mean, I love all dogs. I can literally find the ugliest dog and I will find something about that dog that I love. I will try my damnedest. You know what I mean? Sometimes, I mean, I guess it's not possible all the time, but I always look for unique qualities about dogs. That's the thing about animals. You know, when you have dogs for a long time and you really pay attention to your dogs and their behaviors, you really start to realize how all of them have their own little unique things about themselves that they do. You know, it's a fascinating thing to think about. But they really do. They all have their one thing that they do. Like Momo, you know, Momo has this thing where when he gets really excited when you're about to give him a treat, he or curly fries from Arby's, he does this thing. He gets up there and he does the whole, and Momo's a pit bull, so you can picture it a little better. Kind of it doesn't really look extremely like a pit bull. It looks kind of like a cross between a Doberman Pinscherman and a pit bull. But anyway, he does this thing, and right when you're about to give him the treat or curly fry, there's only certain things he does it for. He has this head cock where he gets so excited that he whips his head completely around. You know, and just that's when you know he whips it way over and then comes back for the treat. It's nothing really funny about it or anything like that. I just wanted to let you guys know that it's so fucking cute. You know what I mean? That he has that one thing that he does that none of the other dogs can do. And that's what I noticed about that pit bull. It had a very unique gait. It had a very unique walk, and it's because it's fat. Because it's a fat pit bull. I've always had a thing for fat dogs. I think fat dogs are amazing. they try to get places, and they kind of do this. It becomes, we talked about weeble wobbles earlier. That's what they kind of do when they walk, and I just find that adorable. I know it's unhealthy, and I'm not going to purposely fatten a dog up so I can watch them wobble. I don't want you to think that. Don't put that on me. Yeah, but I noticed that about the dog. Do you guys have any dogs that do certain things? Because I think that's a pretty cool topic. They have their own personalities. They're very smart and funny. Yeah, anybody have any individual things like about your dog or cat that's unique to that dog? I love those kind of stories. I love them. Freaking Rue, I'm just going to tell you what the other ones do. Yes, absolutely. They have their own personalities, and they're very smart and funny. I can't see your lips, Gramps. I know. It's a good thing, too. It's a good thing. You don't want to look at these lips. They're too full and luxurious. They might scare you, You might. People have always said I got very kissable lips. The problem with it is what's behind it, Inside of the mouth, not too great. Not too great. But, we deal with it. We deal with it. But thank you for that, B. Yeah, if you have any interesting traits your dogs might have, I would love to hear about those. It can be anything. It just a random thing that they do that no other dog does that you've seen. Ruby, Ruru, my problem dog, my big white terror. What she does is that's unique about her is she's always wagging her tail. Happiest dog I've ever seen in my life. Tail wags for any noise. Tail wags for just about anything. Always a tail wagging. And I love that so much for her because she came from a home where I don't know what happened to her, but they starved her. And she was a terror. She aggressively growled and came at me many times when I went to see her in the animal shelter. And I remember thinking in my head, there's no way this dog's getting adopted. No way. And I had no plans or idea that I'd be taking her home. So I've seen how far she's come. And to see her in that tail wag, it's extra special because of her background. And I cherish it, man. I cherish it. I love it. We had a cat that liked to go sit with people who were fishing behind our house, but when they would present her a fish, she would walk away. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. So the cat would just. So that's what I'm not gonna lie. That's what I was gonna go to right after. I was gonna tell you. I was gonna say, well, the fish is sitting there waiting for some food, probably. But no, the fact that the fish looked at it and said, no, thank you, and just walked away. That's an interesting story. Cat liked camaraderie. Some cats don't, so that's a plus for that cat. Probably liked fish, but maybe the cat was like, no, you caught that, bro. That's on you. Maybe that's what he thought. Nah, I'm good, man. That's you. I'm going to go over here and catch something bigger. You think that's what the cat was saying? Oh, man. Okay. I'm sorry. I had a fat cat. She was very prissy, and she knew what you were saying. Hold on. She knew what you were saying to her. She would get mad and give looks if you said fat cat. I know that happens for a fact, North Star Alpha. I know it does. People make fun of my story that I named Ace Ashy originally. I named him Ashy. As I came around the corner, he had ash all over his back. He was molting. He had all that skin. And I called him Ashy, and I don't know. I just there was something in his eyes that told me. I left that day and I made my video and I thought on it and I did. Trust me, I did. The way he looked at me a certain way, and I was like, that was really mean of me to say. He can't help that. He can't. So when I went back, I talked to him, and Told him we were going to change his name. And we changed it to Ace. And ever since we've changed his name, he acts differently. I mean, I think that what we know about animals is about like this. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot about those guys we don't know. My little Shih Tzu loves to tease me with his toys, and he gets the Zoomies. I love it when they get the Zoomies styles. He loves attention and has to sleep with me. I wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, it's a Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu's, oh, what a smart dog. Holy man. I've never met a Shih Tzu that wasn't one of the smartest dogs. They're geniuses. Very smart breed. I love it when any dog gets the Zoomies. And of course, he has to sleep with you. Yeah, man. Yeah. There's a lot of people in the world who think sleeping with animals is something filthy. You know, in their culture, you don't sleep with dogs. You sleep with dogs, you wake up with fleas. You've heard all the old tropes and things like that. But it's I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't. I was always a cat person before I met my wife, and I had big cats. I had a Maine Coon. Not big cats like lions, but I had a Maine Coon. It's a bigger cat, and they think they're dogs. So I always loved cats, and I just never had dogs. You know what I mean? And she had a giant pit bull named Xena, and I'll never forget the first night. We weren't married yet. We were engaged. We were living together, and the first night that I slept with her, and Xena jumped up on the bed and looked at me like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And then kind of got between us and, laid down. I was like, okay, this is what I got to deal with. It's what I got to deal with. And Xena would start moving in the middle of the night. And I was like, I woke up the next, I was like, Xena can't sleep on the bed. We can get her a dog bed. And my wife was okay with it. She was like, okay, I mean, I really don't want to lose that. But she was placating me, being very... She was just letting me have my way. Whether or not she did it, I would have no idea, because it never happened. What happened was I was at home on a day off, and Xena got up in the bed with me, and we were watching movies, and she kind of snuggled with me. We had our little bonding moment, and she snuggled with me. I was like, this ain't half bad right here. This is actually not bad. And, my wife came home and saw Xena laying in the bed with me and right up next to me and was like, mm-hmm. And I was like, about the dog bed, cancel that, so we struggled. It was a smaller bed. It was a queen bed. And later we got king, and we didn't have to worry about it as much, or we tried to have king, but we slept with her in some small beds. Sometimes it wasn't fun, but I don't know. I don't understand the people who are like that about sleeping with dogs. What does it matter? If that's what you love, that's what you love. Love it. I think she just liked the company. They're very sociable animals, most of them, dogs and cats. Her tail is broken and it still bends at a right angle. She's the most loving, sweetest thing. She's my little friend. Her name is Kukalacha. Kukalachu? Kukalachu. Well, thank you for that, Holly. Here's to you and Kukalachu. Maybe one day when I can share videos, you can come on here and show us Kukalachu if you ever want to. It's getting really muggy. Not going anywhere. I'm just turning on my air. Turning on my air for a minute. Let me turn it down some because I know it's loud. It won't let me. When everything on a car is computerized, that's one thing I don't like. You'll try to get to the air immediately and it's taking a minute to pop up. It's like, what's going on? Okay, here we go. My dog's got a broken tail too. We think it's broken. On Rue, it kind of does a weird thing. They know us better than we know them. We're angels on earth. When's the library audit? It's a library audit. I've raised 5 in my life. I have a Maine Coon, 2 named Willow. I had a few dogs growing up, then a cat when I turned. Oh, you got a, oh, so you got a Maine Coon named Willow. Have you ever noticed the M? They have an M right here on their head, right? They all have it. If you've never noticed it, you're going to freak yourself out. Go look at it. You got an M right there. You can go check it out. I had a few dogs growing up, then a cat, then I turned 19. She was my 19th birthday present for my mom. I'm not ignoring you, Tyson. I'm going to answer you in a minute. Ham, absolutely 100. They are angels on earth. She lived about 12 years. Oh, yeah, the cat when you turn 19. She was my 19th birthday present from my mom. Sorry, I had to go back and reread it. Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to get to the bottom and I don't pay enough attention to something I'm reading, and I never want y'all to think that, okay? Every one of your comments I want to read and I want to highlight. Ham, absolutely. They're angels on earth. There's a crying face. Tyson, we didn't even talk about library audit. Look, man, I've come to some decisions in my life when it comes to the audit game. And I'll tell you how I got there, Tyson. I didn't just get there overnight. It wasn't all my new love movement or anything like that, because the love movement's always been there. I've just finally allowed myself to completely bring it out and not give a damn what people think. But as far as the audit stuff goes, I was talking with my wife, and I've watched a lot of videos lately, and I don't know, things are getting progressively worse right now on that front. And I almost feel like until there's another administration in here, that all the auditing that we are doing right now isn't going to fucking matter one way or another. I hate to say it like that. I really do, because these guys are doing super, super, super valuable stuff. But when the people up top clearly don't give a shit and are actually encouraging cops to, hey, do what you got to do, that's a little disheartening. I almost feel like, and the problem is, Tyson, I'm just by myself here in Memphis. So, I've come to an agreement with my wife that I'm just not going to do solo audits. I'm not going to say any more, but because that can change. If I ever see it changing back to where, oh yeah, they're going to start holding all these police accountable for doing these disgusting things, then yeah, let's go right back in it. But right now, I mean, you're jeopardizing your health. You're absolutely jeopardizing your health, 100%. And I'm already not that healthy. But I need another. I got to have another. I don't want to stop the audit game completely, but I also want to feel safe when I'm out there. And I also want to understand that if I ever do get cuffed, detained again, that this time somebody might actually come to my back and say, you know what? Yeah, that was bad shit that happened to you. Let's hold somebody, let's get somebody held accountable, or whatever we got to do. It didn't happen. It pissed me off. And it tells me that if the same thing happens again, it's not going to happen again. And until I can see somebody in a higher position that controls those levers and make sure that the right things are done for the right people, then who knows? Maybe I should go after the 1.8 billion, the slush fund now. Maybe I should put something in for that. How about that, guys? When I had my stroke, it was under Biden. Right? Nothing ever happened. No, I mean, I tried to get some legal action, but nothing happened. So yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? Yeah, that would get rejected like that. They say it's impartial. It ain't impartial. All they do is do a real quick Facebook lookup of liver cheese, and they would say, no way, liver cheese ain't getting that. So all I'm telling you, Tyson, is I need somebody else here. I need somebody else here, man. Especially preaching all the love and racist stuff. When you start talking about race, man, woo, you are really setting yourself up to get lit up out there. Because those sons of bitches that I talk about, even though I call them cowards behind the keyboard, man, I don't trust them a minute that they wouldn't come up and just say, oh, look, that's liver cheese. He hates white people, and come up and pop me in the fucking head, man. I mean, it's just, I've got to choose my battles when it comes to this. And I need backup. And until I have backup, I might just be Zoo and Gummy and whatever else we come up with. Okay, we're not abandoning 1A. That's not what I'm saying at all. I want you to understand that, Tyson. But I know you guys were going to keep on me about that library. Now, with the thing with the library, I might still do the library. I don't think anything at all is going to happen at the library. I don't think I'm going to get arrested or cuffed or anything like. I don't think anything's really going to happen besides maybe me jaw jacking with somebody behind the counter, telling them, no, I can do this. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Well, I'm calling the police. Okay, you're going to get an education today. That's what's going to happen if I do actually, that's a perfect audit. So maybe I need to reel it back just a little bit and say, oh, I'll do libraries. And what you audit's very important too. Very important. I mean, let's really break it down. You got, what's his name? One of my favorites, First Amendment Protection Agency. You got him. He's out there auditing cannabis places, and I get it, man. I get that. You're definitely going to get, you're going to get a reaction from those people. I understand that. But I think he also understands he puts himself up at more risk for fisticuffs and spraying and shit like that. Because people don't want to know. People don't want people to know that they smoking pot, I get that, but 100% it don't matter. He can sit there and shoot whatever the hell he wants to from a public sidewalk. But what I'm saying is some of them are a lot more dangerous than other ones. Some of them are a lot more dangerous than other ones. Banks, I guess maybe they could be a little bit. Post offices, they can get dangerous real quick. I know that. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I think I'm the only son of a bitch who's ever gone to a post office auditor and got arrested. I got detained. I didn't get arrested. But I got trespassed for a year. Yeah, so they can be dangerous. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things, man. Tyson, is one of those things, man. I juggle with it all the time, and I know it's important stuff that needs to be done. I get it. And I want to be that guy, I want to be, if I die, I tell you, I want to die for freedom. But, sometimes there's other things that just feel like they're just calling me a little bit more. Just a little bit more. It's like there's something over here calling. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't want this channel to be all about race, but we do get into race quite a bit. But because we want it to be about the billionaires up top. More than anything. That's what it's really all about. But with the race thing, man, I mean, it's just one of those things that it's so damn ingrained, and it's crazy to watch people go, just not even see it. That amazes me more than anything. And I look at that and I'm like, man, and I watch this woman named the Texas Hammer. You guys ever seen her? And she's a black lady, and she ain't fucking around, man. If she finds somebody saying some racist shit who's a politician or a business owner or something like that, she's going to show up and she's going to expose that person. I've been watching her, man. Y'all ever seen her? Look her up. Texas Hammer. She's Dr. somebody. But man, her videos, she does not screw around when it comes to race. You know what I mean? And if my firebrand has to be because of that, then you're still going to see it. It's still going to be there, Tyson. When you still want to see me get angry and verbally spar with people and stuff like that, then you're still going to get that. It just might not be exactly the way you think it is. I don't know. I got to read these comments now. I'm afraid to go back and read them. I'm afraid y'all are all going to yell at me for saying he's quitting auditing. I'm not quitting auditing. I'm not. That's in my heart, bro. That's in my heart. Once that's in your heart, auditing and the racism and everything, all that, the culture wars, they kind of all go together, man. They're kind of all the same. You're either right or you're wrong. You're either right or you're wrong. You know what I mean? It's right or wrong. Right or wrong. Right or wrong. Red rum, red rum. Red rum, red rum, right or wrong. Right or wrong. Oh my gosh. Guys. What the hell was that? All right. I'm going to go try to read some of these. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. And I'm sweating too. Y'all see me sweating? Fuck it. I'm going for a ride. No, I ain't going for a ride. Turning the air back on. Red rum, red rum. Red rum, red rum. Okay, let's see if that one played. Anybody like the red rum? Or did you hate it? I know it's a serious subject, but did you hear about the guy who was arrested for eating a donut? LOL. The cop thought the Krispy Kreme was meth. No, Alpha. That can't be real. Is that real? I'm going to look that up. That sounds phony. But it wouldn't be coming from you. She lived about 12. Okay, we're back here. Memo was my little rescue dog. She was abused when I got him. I might have missed your first part, Styles. Let me see. Yeah, my Shih Tzu's names were Daisy. We had a Shih Tzu named Daisy. Mr. Say, not me, my mom did. She had a Shih Tzu I gave her, and she named her Daisy May. Mr. Sadie, Memo, and Gizzy is the one I have now. Memo was my little rescue dog. He was abused. He was abused when I got him. He lived to be 16 years old, and I miss him every day. Well, here's to Memo. Memo, wherever you're at, we miss you. I want to pet your little head. We're considering getting a dog, but only a small one, and one that doesn't shed. Holly? Beagle. Get a beagle. Get a beagle. Get a beagle, Holly. Get a beagle. They're not cheap, though. Maybe you can rescue one like I did. They're getting freed all over the country from these animal testing labs. But yeah, maybe you can do that. Beagles are awesome. Shih Tzu's awesome too. Those are the two you need to look at. Shih Tzu and Beagle. Well, I say that because I've experienced both of them. All dogs are amazing. Let the dog pick you. You understand when I say that, okay? You're going to pick the dog out, but make sure it picks you out. 2. You'll know. I know it's a serious subject, but did you hear about the guy who was arrested for... I'm going to have to read that. The sad part... I mean, that could be real. It sounds like a joke, but these days that could be real. The sad part is their word against yours, and people always want to believe the cops, and the cops are liars. A lot of them are just crooked. Got a lot of deleted messages. Holly, do your research on dogs before you get one. Make sure you check about the maintenance of the dog, because mine doesn't shed much, but he's high maintenance. Thank you for mentioning it doesn't shed much, because I just kind of rolled over that. Thank you for you saying it so I could reread it. Yes, absolutely. What Holly or what Styles says. And grooming is expensive now. North Star Alpha's getting timed out. What's going on? I was thinking about getting a Maltipoo. Maltese are very calm, but the poodle's smart. I was shocked when I looked and I saw that they're more expensive than the purebred ones. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those dogs, man. That's a racket out there today. Those guys, a lot of people making a lot of big money off dogs. Maybe we should do an investigation into that. I'd love to have a dog, but I don't want to pay thousands of dollars for it. I would even take an older dog that was housebroken as long as it didn't shed. But every time I look for something like that, nobody ever has them available. Yeah, small dogs go quick. They go quick, especially at the shelter. You got to get there early. I don't know, man. You got to figure out when they bring the dogs in, and I think it's different every day. So I think it's just getting lucky. Hang out at the animal shelter. You know what I mean? Hang out there. Hang out there. Go in 2 or 3 times a day if you have a day off. Get to know them. Let them know what you're looking for. If you befriend the right person at the animal shelter, who knows? Maybe they give you a call immediately when that perfect dog comes in for you. I got you. Get a rescue. Very real. Look it up. He sued them. Daniel Russian, 64-year-old Florida resident who was wrongfully taken into custody in December after Orlando police. Heck yeah, the puppy mills are horrible. A lot of stuff getting deleted. What's happening, guys? Let me read it. Unsubscribed. Unsubscribed. Okay. Well, he can unsubscribe. It's all right. It's all right. It's only a certain intelligence level that you can have to be in here. Not even intelligence level, really. It's just critical thinking. I was never the brightest kid in school. I could have been a lot brighter. I didn't apply myself like a lot of people. You know, what I would do is I would figure out the teacher. I would figure out the teacher, what I could do and couldn't do in their class. And that's what I would do or wouldn't do. So I was a little bit different. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a good way, but hey, that's not a bad idea about hanging out at the animal shelter. I can make a friend. Yes, you're absolutely right. Thank you. Holly. And the thing about the animal shelter, I'm not going to lie to you, those people that work there, good people. Always good people. I think I would be amazed if I ever met a shitty person at an animal shelter. Pardon my French. They're just good people. It's the same at the zoo. You know, I was telling my wife, these zoo people, these zookeepers, man, they are incredible. They're great people. They're great souls. Oh, they love animals just like we do. All right, it's getting hot. The hell, what time is it? Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk, guys. What do y'all say? Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a walk today. You and me, and we don't have to play. We're just gonna walk and enjoy and observe nature. Like that tree. We're gonna take a walk and enjoy this world today. I'm back in the New York groove. I'm back in the New York groove. We lost signal for a second there. No one was in here, I was singing to air. But it didn't matter, I sung anyways. Now all my neighbors are throwing stares my way. We're making up songs while we reconnect. We're making up songs while we reconnect. We're making up songs while we reconnect. That's what we're doing today. We're making up songs while we reconnect. Oh yeah, making up songs while we reconnect. Oh yeah. See, I can't. That needs to be in the background. Needs to be in the background while I do that. It's hard to do 2 voices at the same time. Difficult. Oh my God. Well, hello. Who are you? Little branch, so broken and blue. Where'd you come from? Was it up right up there? And were you scared to death as you flew through the air? Well, I'm here to tell you, Mr. Branch, don't you fret at all. There's a wood chipping place down the street, and I'm gonna give 'em a call. You're gonna be chipped up by the end of the day. Gonna be chipped up by the end of the day. Then you can be something greater than today. Maybe a toothpick is in your future. All right, guys, that was free. That was free. One day, I'm gonna charge you for that, a quarter. I'm gonna charge you a quarter for these skits. You know, this pure entertainment that I'm providing to you and the world. We got to go over here in the shade so I can read what you're writing. Oh man, yeah, that gummy. Yeah, that gummy's pretty good. I like it. Not sure my wife is gonna like it, but I like it. When I show up like this, and I'm fully aware that I am about 30 minutes late to feeding the dogs. So they're probably all good and riled up in there, keeping her awake. She came home sick. I had to go get her some soup. So she was trying to take a nap, but now the dogs are probably piling on top of her. And I'm going to come in this state. And I'm going to tell her, I'm going to say, look, you may not have approved this, and you may think, well, that's really irresponsible of you there. But I'm going to tell her, I got 20 new subs. I don't think we're going to get 20 new subs, but today, 25. Yeah, I keep an eye on that, guys. I you know, you can call me vain about that, but my channel, man, it's gotta be what it's meant to be. It's gotta be that. So I always keep up with that. And we're gonna hit 5K. I said by the end of the year, that was my goal. Pretty sure we're gonna hit that. Fingers crossed. Don't take anything for granted, but I think we're gonna hit that before the year's up. Maybe before the summer's up. All right, let me read some of you heathens' comments here. Trying to find a spot to kneel so I'm not in pigeon crap. Not pigeon crap, swan crap. All right, okay. Hearts, ode to the branch, LOL. Beautiful evening. 25 cents per gummy song. Feeling frisky. Hang in there, it'll happen, my friend. Thank you, Styles. I mean, I see it happening now, Styles. I see it happening, man. It's really amazing watching it. Like, I mean, you can ask these guys, you know, ask Tyson. There were nights where it was just 4 of us in here. Right now, there's only 8 of us in here, but earlier today, there was 25 of us in here. So, good stuff. And I've had up to, you know, I've had a lot more than that on some of my zoo streams. Okay, what am I doing? Well, shit, I walked over here for a reason. What was the reason? I mean, is this a big pile of rocks back here? Is that why I came over here? Something drew me to this area. Something drew me right here. Trying to figure out what it is. It's a glacier of rocks right in front of your eyes on a Wednesday night. It's a glacier of rocks for you to glory upon on this hump-filled night. Guys, I'm being too loud, man. I'm over here right behind my neighbors. And I just, sometimes I get into this place and I don't pay attention to the people around me. And I need to realize that, I'm in public. I'm in public right here. And I'm over there singing about a glacier of rocks. I mean, it's okay. I get a little animated. It gets too loud. It gets too loud. Like, see how close I am to the fences up there? Those guys. There's probably somebody, you imagine sitting in your backyard, you just come home from work, you crack open a beer, just trying to relax. And then you hear this nutsack singing about a glacier of rocks. I might need to get back to the house. He might have called authorities on me. And they might be showing up here in a minute. I probably need to be closer to home base. Oh, yeah. Let's do that, and then I'll read your comments. I love our little adventures. That's the thing about this group. We can do just random stuff like this, and there may be at least one of you out there that finds it a little entertaining. Sometimes. Oh God, look at all that pigeon crap. All right. Let me get over here. No popo, no popo, no popo. Fingers crossed. No piggies. No popo. All right, I'm looking around the corner. Okay. All right, no popos. Okay, cool. Cool. We're good. Whew, that was a close one. Whew. That's a grand adventure right there. Man. Oh, gosh. Okay. It's a grand adventure. All right. Woo, we're back. Let me read these comments. Here we go. What's the best thing your grandfather ever told you? Sonny, I'm gonna go back here and have sex with your grandmama. I love you, George Carlin. That's for you. Carlin's the man. It's growing. Say there, Big Cheese. Why are you walking over my question? Big K, I was walking. I couldn't see it. Feeling frisky? That's your question? That gummy is doing the talking for you. Hell yes, it is. It's kicking me. It's kicking me. Fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having fun. Oof. Sorry, you're gonna have to listen to the Arctic Tunnel for just a minute. All right, what else we got? What's my favorite food? Styles. Damn, that's a good question. I should say liver cheese. I do love liver cheese. It's way up there. I don't know. My mom used to make, and now I make a tuna casserole. I know it's a lame answer, but it was our tuna casserole, specially made. I put special love into it. That would be the one that if I had to pick out. I mean, it's not something I would eat all the time, you know, but it's good. I know, lame answer. All right, well, let me see. Best thing my grandfather told me, he was in 8th Army in Italy. When I asked him what Italy was, he like he said, it was lovely. Would have been even better if the Germans hadn't shot at me all day. That's a great... It sounds like you had a cool ass grandfather, man. Is that your grandfather or your great grandfather? Grandfather. Props to him. You ever get tired of me? No, man. Hell no. I have to sleep with that every night. I have to think, these people are tired of liver cheese. Why? I don't want to do a stream. They don't want to hear anything that it's not going to be fun. They're gonna get bored. We run out of things to talk about. You know, that's just not the case, man. We're gonna run through the same stories sometimes. That's just part of it. Just re-enjoy it, but no, absolutely not. I love different perspectives, and I love that the people that really stick to their values, you know, and I love that. I commend that, you know, and if you're in here, your values aren't hurt other people, so it can only be good, you know what I mean? So no, I don't get tired of you, man. I don't get tired of anybody in here. Hi there from Maine. George Carlin has always been my favorite comedian. He was brilliant. Yes, he was absolutely insanely brilliant. Hi there from Maine. Good evening. Mine is Mexican food. How are you doing, Insatiable and Sharon? Thank you. Yours is Mexican food. Love George Carlin. A lot of women in here. You know, guys, my channel, I am so glad that you guys are at least giving me, even if it's only 5-10 seconds of your time, that you're coming into this channel and giving me an opportunity, because we have a lot of men in this channel. Now, I don't want to scare you guys, because the men that we have in this channel, they're good, decent men. You know, they're not, we don't have chauvinists. If we do have chauvinists, I haven't found them yet. And I'll toss them, you know what I mean, unless they want to change their ways. But no, it's nice to see you guys come over and at least check it out. You know, you never know. You might enjoy what we're trying to do here. And if you do, hit that sub button. Absolutely. We need you. We need you. I love talking to the older men. Don't get me wrong. I love every one of them. I tell them to their faces I love them. But it's just nice to see the fairer sex come over and say, oh, maybe this weird looking guy is not an idiot. Maybe he's got something okay to say. And if he is sexist, then I'll let him know. And guess what I would do? I would apologize to you, because that's what grown-ups, adults do. That's what we're supposed to do in this world of ours. You know what I mean? When we make mistakes, own up to them. Just say you made a mistake. Don't be a president who's never admitted his entire life that he's never made a mistake. That one right there is probably the hardest one for me to get past with Trump. The fact that there's a man at his age who no one has ever publicly apologized for one thing. Something ain't right about that. Something ain't square. Something ain't good about that. All right, why'd y'all get me political, damn it? I enjoy your channel. I try to watch you when I can. Thank you, Styles. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay, I'm going to summarize some things today. This morning we had these, I came on here and I exposed a bunch of Facebook racists. So if you are on, and there's a lot more people starting to figure out that this right here, this kind of stuff embarrasses them more than anything else ever could. So maybe it's a corrective thing that we're doing here. It's a very dangerous thing that we're doing, but how different is it really from them just putting it up on Facebook? It's taken right off Facebook. Right off Facebook. Anybody in the public has access to this information. Okay, so you know when they come on here talking about let me find my favorite. Doug Hewitt here says water cannon. What are we talking about? We're talking about I have to tell you why they're saying it. We have to set it up. I'll do it really quickly. There was a story out of Chicago this weekend. They had a teen takeover. When you start to hear that word go around, you need to understand that it's something to that word more than just teen takeover. Because what they're doing is they're finding large groups of younger black people who all get together at parks or whatever. They all show up at the same time. It scares the hell out of all the white people in the area. They call the cops on them. The cops come out and just start arresting them and throwing them off of a public property. Why? Why? Well, we know why. I mean, there's only one reason why. There's one reason, guys. One reason. So I was on Facebook this morning. I was reading these comments, and these comments were the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. But I downloaded the first 5 pages of them, and they are disgusting. So disgusting. Doug Hewitt says, water cannon filled either with blue permanent dye or sewage. So Doug here, with his little smirky fat ass grin, who thinks he's so cute, thinks it's funny. And it had 279 likes, okay? He thinks it's funny that because it's a gathering of black teenagers in a public park, that they must be up to no good. So let's go ahead and get out the water cannons filled with either blue permanent dye or sewage and spray them down for daring to have the audacity to gather in a large group. Really, 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 really bottom of the barrel stuff. Bottom of the barrel. It's as low as you can get. So yeah, I get passionate about that. As you can tell, none of that, all of that, when I start reading that again and I re-experience it, it fires me up all over again and pisses me off even more about it. That kind of stuff right there, man. If I have to make this a channel about exposing racists, then that's what I'll do. I mean, it could be a little of both. If I see that kind of stuff, I've always been a fan of the underdog. If somebody's being held down in any way, shape, or form, I want to reach out and try to help those people. Saying sorry is not a weakness. That's a bad trait passed down. That is not true. What? No, that's so wrong. Which part? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Shit, I forgot what I said already. Whew, it's hot. I did actually forget what I was talking about. But a bunch of you said, no, what are you talking about? Maybe it was going someplace. It had to have been. What were we talking about? Somebody tell me. Oh, a person never being wrong. A person never being wrong, but it led somewhere else. Where did it lead to? I don't want to have to go down this damn road again, try to figure out what it was we were talking about. I am so bad. So bad. Now, this sour grape's really starting to piss me off a little bit. It's making me say weird, really weird stuff. I don't even remember what it was I said. Please tell me. It's wrong of that guy to say that. Oh, okay. See, and that's what sucks. That's what we talk about this all the time, about how, damn, it's hot. Why is it so hot? It's damn gummy, man. It did something. I'm in here, but it is 80. It says it's 89 outside. Why is it 89 degrees at 6:46 on a Wednesday afternoon on May 20-something? Why? 27th. Big K5 ride. Thinking saying sorry is weakness, is a narcissist way. Yeah, saying you're sorry is, it's just something people should do. It's a courtesy you should extend to each other, as a human. If you feel like you've done something that's put that other person out in any way, you should apologize. I mean, and man, us men, we have such a problem with apologizing, don't we? I'm not trying to make it a man and woman thing. Don't get me, but really, we do. We do. There's this toxic masculinity that, yeah, that's really a kind of a disturbing thing. What people think a man really is, you know? What is a man? Is a man a bully that runs people over to get his way, to get what he wants? Is that what a man is? Is that what a man is? Is a man put on an ice outfit and push down a woman? Push down a woman that's half his size when he's dressed like he's going to Fallujah? Is that what a man is? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think a man is being fallible. A man is admitting that he's wrong a lot. Not just a little, wrong a lot. But that he's working on it. That he wants to grow as a human being. To me, that's a man. That's a man. I don't know. Maybe you have a different definition, but I don't know, man. Empathy is I got a lot of people around me saying empathy's dead. Empathy's dead. Somebody told it to me today. Said it to me today when I was out at picking. Can't remember what the context of the conversation was, but he definitely looked at me and said, "Empathy. Oh man, empathy's dead. It's gone." And when I hear that kind of stuff, it's disheartening. It's disheartening. It sucks, man. It really sucks. And I still believe it's out there. I still think that a lot of people don't realize how good it makes you feel as a person to be empathetic to someone else. It is so cathartic. It's just healing. You get energy from each other. I mean, it's something, I don't know, something beautiful about it. All right, well, that was a hell of a tangent. My God. Oh, man. I hope somebody recorded that little gem. If you guys ever record this, and like if I ever somehow meet one of you guys out in public or something, or you, hey, come on over for dinner or something, and something like that ever happens, and I come over to your dinner, and you've got recordings of me at my highest moments, saying things that I think are these amazing Buddha things, and they're not. They just don't really make sense at all. And you hold that against me, and you put it in my face, and you make fun of me about it. Actually, that'd be pretty damn funny. I'm not gonna lie. I might actually like that. I might actually go, you know what? Yeah. I gotta give you props on that one. Such is life. What does that mean? Such is life. Why did I just utter that for no reason, just sitting here? Such is life. Let's think of ways we can use such is life in the most inappropriate way. Someone has to have their dog put down or something, and you sit down next to them in the vet right after they have it done, and you go, such is life. Yeah, that would be pretty bad. That would be really, really bad. Really, really, that would, no. The fact that I could even somehow get that into my head makes me a terrible person, and I'm really, really sorry that I spread that terribleness out to you guys. Really sorry about that last one. It was just a thought process that I go through sometimes. Sometimes it goes to dark places. It's a part of being an evil genius. Wow, I've never called myself that before. Our neighbor on the other side just walked by with her corgi, her little corgi dog. I like corgis. I need to get to know corgi a little better before I comment too much on them. I don't know, from what I've experienced so far, it's been meh, you know, but if I met one for longer than an hour or so, spent a little time with them and got to really know their character traits, I'd probably love a corgi. So if you're a corgi lover, don't beat me up. I just still haven't discovered what exactly is so special about a corgi. Maybe I'll go to the animal shelter tomorrow and they'll have a corgi in there, and my person can tell me how great a corgi is and all their character traits. Well, wouldn't it be cool if the universe did that for liver cheese? That would be pretty amazing. Let me step out for 1 second. I got to use the little boy's room. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Corgis can be stubborn. They give off that vibe, don't they? Just looking at them, they look stubborn. Beagles are stubborn too. Oh. Ooh. Never do that again. Beagles are stubborn too. Beagles are stubborn, but I don't know, man. They do it in a way that you kind of admire it. I can't explain it. I know that sounds weird, but they make you admire how stubborn they can be about certain things. Thing about a beagle you got to remember is a beagle's smell is smelling a lot. You know, their nose guides them around, gets them in trouble all the time. Mine's always sniffing for stuff, but don't let that don't let that deter you. I'm going to talking about those negative aspects of a beagle. Let's talk about the positive aspects of beagles. They're very easy to introduce to other animals. I brought my beagle in, and we were going to separate them like you do when you bring in new animals. And my beagle was like, nope, I don't need it. Don't need it, don't want it, ain't having it. And walked back there with 3 other dogs in there who particularly, they don't get along that well. You know, and she came in and she's like, I'm here, and you're going to have to deal with it. Now, she started at the bottom of the pack. She was perfectly fine with that. She would let the other dogs dominate her. But then you would see her start to bow up and start to go, oh, yeah, come on, and take on my pit bull. I went out there one day and she's wrestling with my pit bull. And I'm like, oh, my God, my pit bull's killing my beagle. And she wasn't. She was just rolling her around, and she dropped her off, and the beagle jumped right back on her. The beagle was like, oh yeah, I can take more than that. I mean, so they're hardy animals. Hardy, very hardy. Tough, loyal, very loyal, smart, very, very smart breed. She's worked her way up in the pack. She's working her way up. And what she also did on top of all that is she came in and calmed the other 3 down. She changed their relationships with each other. She became what they needed to draw those 3 strange personalities more together. She was the one. So when I tell you a dog will find you, a dog will find you. I had no intention of grabbing a beagle when I went up to the animal shelter that day. Knew nothing about them. Nothing about them. Had a reason I got the Beagle. It wasn't going to be for me. Wound up being for me. We had to keep it. And we are extremely happy that we kept it. It's been amazing. I'm thinking about her. And they're so cute because they have something that they do. It's called like a Beagle sound. And I've owned a lot of different breeds of dogs, I think, or been around them anyway. I haven't owned all of them. But they do something that I've never heard another dog do. They have their own vocalizations that are, it seems like Beagles are able to have more types of vocalization than a lot of other breeds. She'll make Beagle noises that sometimes she'll, instead of just doing the, that they give you, she'll make noises that are weird, that are strange, that you've never heard, but sound so cute. And, she's conniving. She's figured out ways to make herself look cuter and how she can get our loving more attention. She's got to figure all that out with us. Daddy's kind of hard on her because she comes and jumps on me all the time and I have to kind of keep her off of me. But, damn, I love that girl. She figures out ways to get on Daddy. You know what I mean? Like any dog does. She's going to figure it out. She gets scared by another dog. Maybe they're playing, and Beagles do yelp a lot if they get, they're very dramatic. A Beagle can barely have a scratch or, barely hurt itself. You can tell that they're not that hurt, and they're like toddlers. They're dramatic, so she uses that sometimes. She'll get to playing with Rue, and then she'll jump up on the bed and yelp. Like Rue did something to her, then she'll run to Daddy and get right over here. And that's how, coming to me for protection, but she's also coming to me because she knows that's the way Daddy's going to hold on to me and pet me for at least 5 to 10 minutes. I am so sorry I'm putting y'all through this ridiculous amount of stupid stories. I'm supposed to be going in right now and feeding the dogs. I'm just realizing I was supposed to come out here and end the stream. But I started talking again, and now I'm going to go back in and have to explain why. Oh, I thought you were going out to feed the dogs and turn off the stream. Well, I was. Well, that was 20 minutes ago. Oh, was it? I'll just claim stupidity. Yeah, I'll plead ignorant. I'll tell her I didn't know it was 25. That it felt more like 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I had a Beagle once named Otis. I love that name. Love it. Or I had a Beagle. I've had a Lab Wiener dog and a Chow. That's a lot of different types of dogs, man. Today's topic. I'm at the end of the line, Nevada Mike. I'm having to sign out, man. We've been in here for 2 hours, 46 minutes. I appreciate you guys coming in. I took that gummy exactly 2 hours and 20 minutes ago. I'm still got a really good little thing going on. And hopefully you guys will have a great night. Remember what I told you. It's not red versus blue. It's 1% versus you. Okay? Continue to talk about the enemy up top and not about the black person, the brown person, the white person, the red person, or the yellow person. Okay? Let's flip it over on its side. It's us against them. Remember. And again, I love every one of you. And E.T. once said, be good to each other. So let's be good to each other. All right, guys. See you next time. I'll see you in the morning rundown, maybe, if you go there.